Guys, if you've been enjoying Watch the Throne Fantasy Football Podcast as much as we've been recording it, we'd love your support. Just head over to thronefantasyfootball.com/listen and hit the support button. It's a simple way to help keep the show going, help the community grow, and you'll also get some cool extras like our weekly fantasy football newsletter and subscriber-only content. Think of it as joining the inner circle of Throne Nation. So if you're down to ride with us all season long, go to thronefantasyfootball.com/listen and click the support button at the top of the page.
Dominate your league. Defend your crown with Hosal King.
Because I love me some me.
Gabe Hernandez.
Here's the guy that is starting to figure the game out.
And Ray Fletcher.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
They bring the heat, rankings, trades, and game-winning calls to rule your league. This is Watch the Throne Fantasy Football Podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Watch the Throne Fantasy Football Podcast. I am Al King.
Question.
Who put a question mark on the prompter? Sorry, I just had to in this opportunity. Obviously, I'm not Al. I am Gabe, here with Ray, doing the two-man podcast tonight. Al has some business to attend. He will be back. He's not kicked off the podcast. Like, he'll be back. I promise. You know, I know everyone freaked out last time.
You're right.
But we'll have him back. We are here. We're in November.
That's crazy. I was talking about that earlier about how fast the season has gone. We're halfway through.
We are double digits.
That's nuts.
In weeks now. Week 10 coming up.
Crazy.
I remember drafting yesterday.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Crazy. What up, Mike 4?
What's up, guys? How are you?
How was your guys' Halloween? Everyone have a good Halloween?
Dude, I ate all the candy that was on that desk. All that candy is now gone.
I believe it. I don't even think you guys
It was so
hit
good.
it. It's just you ate it.
How many costumes were you in this Halloween?
I don't dress up.
You don't dress up?
Two.
No.
I was two total.
Okay.
Nice.
One was my injured Niner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then on Halloween, I did a group one with my family. We were K-pop Demon Hunter characters.
Oh, you did say that. You did.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it was
Nice.
cool.
Nice. Okay.
You go trick-or-treating?
We did. We trick-or-treated at Al's neighborhood, actually.
Nice.
And then stuck
They have
around at
good
his
candy,
house
dude?
for a little bit. It was not bad, dude. They came through, a couple full sizes in there.
Nice.
It was pretty nice. And then there was this rager that got shut down by the cops that we got to
He sent
see.
us that.
It was wild.
I saw that. I was like, what is going on?
It was down the
Dude, he
block.
sent me that video and I was like, what? And he's like, dude, they were just piling out.
So it's fun. I was actually going to show
Nonstop.
up.
Yeah.
And then he sent me that. And then I thought it was shut down. So I was like, oh, I'm going to sleep. So sorry, Al.
It wasn't our party. We were about 2 or 3 times the age of all these people out there. It's kind of crazy.
Right on. All right. Well, we are going to go into news and notes. Let's get it started.
It's alive!
It's alive. We got a lot of news and notes. Our NFL trade deadline just passed.
Yeah, busy one.
It was a very busy one. I think I saw second most trades before the deadline.
Is that right?
I think that's what I saw. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. We had a couple moves. Jakobi Meyers traded to Jacksonville for a 4th and a 6th.
Probably the most significant trade in regards to fantasy, I would feel.
How do you feel about it?
I think it's good for both sides. I believe Jakobi, he wanted out. He was ready to leave, and I think Jacksonville needs the weapons. They're dealing with quite a bit going on down there, and he's a solid, reliable veteran that can come in and play immediately. I think is a win-win.
I love it, actually. And they say long term. This is not just a rental. They're not going all in this year. Obviously, I think we all think Jacksonville could be a playoff team, but not a contender. So I do like this, actually. And even long term, to be behind possibly Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter. I love it.
Or in front of Brian Thomas Jr.
Or, I mean, at this point. Rasheed Shaheed traded to the Seattle Seahawks, which I personally love. It's a deep threat. I don't necessarily, I do think it takes away a little bit from Jackson Smith and Jig, but just a little bit, like the deep shots. But I do love this for the team and Sam Darnold.
I think it's great for their offense. It'll definitely open things up even more for JSN to do what he does. Just send Shaheed down the sideline and throw it deep. I love it for him. I hate it for being a Niners fan, and watching the Seahawks add pieces like that is not great for me.
Do you have stock in Jakobi or Rasheed Shaheed in any league?
I do have Shaheed in a couple. He's not consistently in my lineup, but he's on the roster, and if his production, I think it can increase in this offense. So there's a possibility he slides into the lineup every week, every once in a while.
Yeah. Mike Ford, do you have any stock in Jakobi or Rasheed Shaheed?
I have Jakobi in the Dynasty League.
You excited about it?
I like it. I think it's good for him.
Good.
I think he wanted to be out of the Raiders anyways. So honestly, I think he'll do better there. And I think Jacksonville needs the help too as well with Travis Hunter and Thomas just ain't looking that good. So we'll see, man.
He might be the number one this week, actually. Brian Thomas Jr. might be out as well. So
it should be interesting.
Yeah. Obviously not completely fantasy related, but Sauce Gardner traded to the Colts. That was a big one.
Big trade, couple firsts, and A.D. Mitchell, which was a surprise addition. I like it.
Is he automatically the wide receiver 2 in New York?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, like we've seen flashes of him, right? This year, he had that one game where he kind of would have went off if he didn't make a couple of mistakes. I don't know if the Colts ever truly forgave him for that.
Gotta let it go.
One
time. I liked him coming out of college.
Same.
I think he can be a solid receiver.
Very talented.
So I'm excited for him, actually. I want to see how it goes. Obviously, I'm not going to hold him to a lot of standards this year going forward. I mean, got to learn a new system and all that. Yeah. So I'm excited for him. I actually do think it's sneaky.
Well, not to mention, it's still the Jets. They're not like this trade isn't going to make them better. So, well, not now anyway, but down the road it will.
If you're in a deep league and he's out there, I would consider picking him up, actually.
Yeah.
Then we got my Cowboys going to get Quinnen Williams. And I love the trade. I know a lot of people are knocking it. Listen, I don't think we're going to win this year with him all of a sudden. I don't think it fixes the defense completely. But for the future, I actually love it. We just picked up one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
I don't know how the Cowboys fans are going to be satisfied. At one point, they're all like, "We need to do something to get better. We need to make moves. And then they make a move, and then everybody's like, "Why do we do that?" And look, Quinnen Williams you can. And Quinnen Williams is a good football player, a really good football player. Let's not forget he was number 2 overall. Was he 1? He was a top pick.
I think he was number 3.
3 somewhere up there. 3. Yeah. So he's a solid player. He's been productive in the NFL, and I think it's a good addition for the Cowboys.
I love it going forward. And then we also picked up Logan Wilson, another sneaky pick. But I still don't think it fixes our defense. I think it makes us a little better on defense, but we're still going to have holes for sure.
Can't get much worse, so.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Just some injuries real quick we'll go through. We'll start with the quarterback position. Obviously, that's the most important. C.J. Stroud already ruled out with the concussion. Ruled out on a Wednesday. Not really good. It might be out a couple weeks now.
Not a great time for the Texans. That's a tough one.
Davis Mills actually didn't look half bad. Obviously, a little erratic at times, but I'll get into that a little later, too. Kyler goes on IR. I think it's done with him in Arizona. I think they're moving on.
Yeah.
Now do they go for a future quarterback? Like, they need a future quarterback now, right? Because it can't be Jakobi.
It could be.
You would be comfortable with them starting day 1 next year?
I wouldn't, no, but it's a possibility, I think. I do think they will try and go find their guy for the future, whether that's in the draft or one of these free agents try and pull another Sam Darnold out of your hat, something like that.
I love Jakobi as a backup. I think he's the best backup of all time almost. Well, maybe not of all time. That's a little erratic. But of today, I think he's the best backup.
He's a solid player to have on your roster. So it's good for them that they have him and that they can make this move. But you're right. It does signal something, being that it's this late into the injury. Now they decide to put him on IR. Yeah. They didn't do it 3 weeks ago.
And now it's a 4 to 8 week injury all of a sudden. Yeah. Jakobi did look good against mine and Mike Ford's Cowboys on Monday night. So we'll see what happens. And then Puka limited should be good to go according to Sean McVay. Another couple of wide receivers, Rome Odunze and DJ Moore, no practice today. That's something to keep an eye out for. Cedric Tillman coming back off of IR, possible waiver wire pickup. Brandon Ayuk still expected back this season. No Pierce all at practice yet. And then Marvin Mims has ruled out tomorrow night for the Broncos, and no practice for Michael Pittman. Anything stand out there? Anything that's concerning? I know you got a couple Niners on there, but
yeah, I mean, look, Ayuk, I don't know what's going on there. Pearsall, he's slow. They're slow playing him with this knee injury, so that's fine. We'll see if Brock is going to be back this week. It's trending that way, but I don't know. I think Pittman and DJ Moore, I think, are probably just vet days. I don't think they're going to miss this game.
Pittman was a calf. They said he played through it once already this season.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right for this week.
And then running backs, Rico Dowdle, no practice. He did get shaken up in the game, but he finished. I think he'll be okay. DeAndre Swift was limited with the concussion. You got Aaron Jones with no practice, and then Nick Chubb with no practice as well. Nothing with Nick Chubb, no reasoning. So that would actually be very good for Woody Marks if with no Chubb for this week. Yep. And then keep an eye on Aaron Jones because he actually looked pretty good, and Jordan Mason took a back seat.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. But
it happened a couple weeks ago, but even this past week, I think he had 10 carries for like 30 yards. So Jordan Mason just seems to be the clear backup there.
Yeah.
Anything else that stands out to you? I mean, that's kind of all the news. I know we always say, well, I say Wednesday practices, you can't read too much into.
You can't, but, there is some insight into them. But, like, a lot of them are going to be vet days who are nursing minor things. They're just going to hold them out, cite the calf, whatever. And that's fine. Let them get their rest. They should be good to go unless they're consistently missing practice throughout the week.
Yeah. The two biggest ones for me was Quinshon Judkins practicing. I didn't even, we were talking about it earlier, and I didn't even realize he had an AC joint. I didn't even know. And then Puka limited and then should be good to go. Those are the two big ones. I think that not a whole lot of information was let out, but they both look good to go going forward this week. We are going to take a quick break. We will be right back after these words. Welcome back. So on tonight's episode, we're going to do things a little differently here. We're going to do mid-season awards. So we have our MVP, we have our best sleeper, we have our biggest bust, and then best waiver wire pickup. I'll get right into it. I didn't want to take the low-hanging fruit, but sometimes you got to go with the obvious options, and I went Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has been incredible, obviously, this year. RB2, only behind Christian McCaffrey. He has had great games. He hasn't had any games that have really bad, except for this past week against Pittsburgh, where he had his lowest of the year, 7.7. But other than that, he scored at least 12 points in each game. He's been amazing. He's just a touchdown machine. He's breaking big runs. He's the obvious pick, and you have to go with him because I tried to find something else. I thought about Patrick Mahomes. I will say, I probably shouldn't say it, but Christian McCaffrey was my pick, but of course I'm going to give him to Ray. But Jonathan Taylor is obviously 1A, 1B right there, whatever order you want to put him in, and he's been amazing. And I will say, though, I am a little concerned with him going forward, just a little bit.
What concerns you about him?
His schedule is brutal. And then were they exposed this past week? Because we all know the Colts have been a surprise team. Were they exposed against the Steelers? That's my biggest concern. I guess we'll find out a little bit they play in, I think it's Berlin. I don't know exactly where they play in Europe this week against Atlanta. But Atlanta's they're heckle and jive on defense. I'm very curious and concerned about this offense going forward, but I want to see it.
It'll be interesting. It's hard to argue with Jonathan Taylor as an MVP. He's been lights out this year, and look, the Colts have been smart. Feed the ball to Jonathan Taylor. It's not a difficult game plan. I don't know if they were exposed so much as you're not going to be good. You're not going to be good every week. No team is. There's always going to be an off week. I guess, you're right. We'll see this weekend coming up.
Yeah. And I mean, I actually saw something where it's like, should I trade Jonathan Taylor for Bijan Robinson? I'm like, ooh, that's actually not a bad idea. But Jonathan Taylor has to be the MVP, or one of the MVPs up to this point.
If you've been enjoying Watch the Throne Fantasy Football Podcast, we would love your support. Just head over to thronefantasyfootball.com/listen and hit the support button. It's a simple way to help keep the show going, and you'll also get some cool extras like our weekly fantasy football newsletter and subscriber-only content. Think of it as joining the inner circle of Throne Nation. So if you're down to ride with us all season long, go to thronefantasyfootball.com/listen and click the support button at the top of the page. Yeah, and that leads into mine. I believe you already mentioned his name, Christian McCaffrey, obviously. I'm kind of glad you went that route because if you did take Christian McCaffrey, I would have gone Mahomes. But we get to talk about the top two running backs, which is a huge thing there. And McCaffrey's just been unreal this season. It kind of sucks that he's sucking the life force out of the rest of the team and they're all getting injured because of it. But to keep him healthy, sacrifices to the football gods. But McCaffrey's been unreal. I believe he's the number 2 wide receiver. If you were just looking at wide receiver stats,
Crazy.
It's insane. And it doesn't look like it's going to change. They're going to continue to feed the ball to him. We did see this past week, Brian Robinson actually got some run out of the backfield, maybe to give Christian a little breather because he's going to need back surgery after carrying this team. But yeah, he's just been unreal, lights out, probably still the best player in football.
The thing amazing me that when I looked into it was one game in single digits, and that was against Houston, and it was 9.8, so he was 0.2 right there.
And everybody did bad that game for the Niners. So
his next lowest total, 23.2 in full point PPR. That's insane. So you're telling me in 8 of 9 games he scored at least 23.2 points, which is insane, and he's been incredible.
He doesn't have a single game with fewer than 6 targets in the passing game.
Yeah, he could lead the league in receptions.
Yeah.
He's doing an incredible job, and the Niners are feeding him, and that's what we want to see.
Absolutely.
So next we have the best sleeper of the year, and I want to give some flowers to this guy, Drake Maye. Now, I've always been a believer. I argued out last year, Drake Maye versus Justin Fields. And I was like, why are you taking Justin Fields? I don't get it. Drake Maye is that guy. I think he's here to stay. He's here to be elite. He reminds me a little bit of Josh Allen, minus the size, minus the running, but just his throwing style. Did you see, too, they dressed the same going into the game?
Is that right? No, I didn't see that.
They dressed almost the exact same, so it's pretty funny. Drake Maye is quarterback 3 on the year so far, though. 17 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's even mixed up 270 rushing yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. He's even got a catch on the year. So he can do it all. He's just been incredible. I don't see it slowing down for him at all. And I think he finishes top 5 for the rest of the year.
Well, he's been absolutely elite, and I didn't see it coming, and not necessarily because I doubted Drake Maye, because I didn't doubt Drake Maye, but what I did doubt was the rest of the Patriots offense. I wasn't sure how the rest of it was going to work out, but they've been more than competent. They've been able to move the football. They've been able to be an efficient offense, so it's been nice to see the weapons like Stephon Diggs just, coming resurging and being Stephon Diggs, doing what he's doing. Yeah. And then you got Quinshon Judkins and you got Hunter Henry and just all types of different players stepping up. So he's been in a good spot, Drake Maye has.
And our guy has yet to step up yet, Kyle Williams.
Soon to be. Yeah.
I saw he had his highest snap count this past week, so
yeah.
It's coming. So he's got weapons. He's doing really good. Now we got you, Ray, and this is a great pick right here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of a sleeper we can consider him. He was wide receiver 34 going into the season. I think this is a pretty big performance increase based on that draft position. Wide receiver 13 right now. Emeka Egbuka has just been lights out. I don't think we expected him to be this good this fast, which is why he would fall into my sleeper category, because you're drafting him in the later rounds or middle to late rounds, but you're getting back wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 production. So it's been really nice. And then the injuries to Mike Evans, Godwin not being back all year has just been, it's given him the opportunity to step up, and Baker loves to throw the ball, and we're going to let Baker throw the ball.
And I think the bye week came at a right time for them. They seem to be a little hurt everywhere. Baker, Egbuka was hurt. Has been awesome, though. He had 12 and 9 targets the last 2 weeks. The last 3 games, I know he hasn't been great, but he's solidified himself as the wide receiver 1 in Tampa Bay. I think, love Mike Evans, all due respect to Mike Evans, but I think his time has passed. I think it's Egbuka's time, and Egbuka's been great. I wish I would have got him in at least one league, but I missed him everywhere.
Yeah.
So next we're going to go into biggest bust, and we want to make it for the record. This was clearly Brian Thomas Jr. award. We definitely both thought it, but we were like, you know what? Let's try to get a little creative. Let's not take the low-hanging fruit here like we did with the MVP. My biggest bust of the year so far, Nico Collins. He is wide receiver 35 on the year. You drafted him ahead of Puka. Some people drafted him ahead of Amon-Ra St. Brown. You drafted him as a wide receiver 1, possibly top 5. I think we even discussed him possibly being wide receiver 1 on the year, and it just has not been there so far. his highest scoring game has been 16 points. It's crazy that he hasn't performed. And I don't know what it is. Sometimes I'm like, is he a little overrated? Is it CJ Stroud? Is it the offense? I think it's a mix of everything. Not saying he's overrated. I think he is talented, but maybe we just thought too highly of him just a little bit. And I think next year we bring it back down a little bit. And I think he could have a bounce back next year. But this year you drafted him and he's been disappointing.
Yeah, I fell victim to this. I have Nico in several spots where I wish I would have drafted Puka or somebody along those lines. It's not been great for him. 33 for 414 and 3 touchdowns is not what you expect out of your second-round pick. So that I would agree that's a bust. And I agree with you. It is a combination of things. I think the biggest thing with fantasy football, you want opportunity, and the Texans' offense just is slower than every other offense. They don't run as many plays, and Nico just doesn't get as many opportunities as you would hope for. But I think there's still time for that to change. It'll be hard. I think without C.J. Stroud, I think Nico needs C.J. out there for his benefit.
And so, real quick, I did lie. I want to correct myself. His highest total is 22.4. He did have a 22.4 game. I missed that. So his next highest is 16. So. But either way, Nico has just not delivered, unfortunately. And I hope he turns it around, but it doesn't look good so far. We have your biggest bust, and Al is unfortunately missing this. I wish Al was here for this part, just for this part.
Just for this one?
I'm probably going to just record this part and just send it to him just so he can see it.
Yeah, I mean, he was wide receiver 35, right around where Emeka Egbuka was in draft season, and you would be hating yourself if you took Jerry Jeudy over Emeka. He's currently the wide receiver 74. Now, granted, being wide receiver 35, we're not expecting wide receiver number 1 numbers out of him, but we were hoping for wide receiver 3, maybe flex numbers out of him. And right now, he is droppable in the majority of leagues out there. His quarterback situation is a mess. He's not getting the opportunities. He's not the number 1 option ever on any play for the Browns, it feels like. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
I'm curious to see how he does with Shador. I hope Shador comes in here sooner rather than later, and let's see. And Cedric Tillman's coming back now, so you figure he'll take a couple targets. It just hasn't been Jerry Jeudy year. And I was kind of excited with him with Flacco, but then Flacco got traded, and I don't have Jerry Jeudy in any league. I actually traded him in Dynasty. I was shocked that when the person that offered me, he wanted Jeudy, I said, take him.
Was it Al?
No, it was his cousin. I won't put his name out there, but he wanted Jerry Jeudy, and I said, you can have him. I'm off, and especially with Dylan Gabriel, I kind of mentioned it before. He just doesn't have the arm strength to get it outside the numbers, unfortunately. We will move on now to our best waiver wire pickup. Now, this one was kind of hard for me. I feel like a lot of people, I mean, depending on your league, there's some guys that were drafted, some that weren't.
Sure.
For me, the guy I found that wasn't drafted mostly was Dallas Goedert, who is tight end number 5 on the year right now, which shocked me. I'm like, Dallas Goedert, where did you come from? Actually, tight end 6. I'm sorry. I can't count today, apparently. But no, Dallas Goedert has been awesome. He's been a touchdown machine. And then Jalen Hurts, he's been his short check down option, so he's been getting catches all year as well. So he has a touchdown in every game except for 2. He did miss week 2. He didn't play. But every other game that he has played, he scored a touchdown except for 2 of them. And then he has a couple games with 2 touchdowns. So he is a red zone threat. He does get some catches, and he's actually he's been, I would argue, like the number 2 option in the passing game to in the Eagles for Jalen Hurts. So he's been really solid, a solid tight end to go with going forward possibly.
Yeah, that's a huge pickup, and this is a prime example of why you can wait on tight end in your drafts. Like, you're going to find people like Dallas Goedert sitting out there on the waiver wire that, for one reason or another, people didn't believe in enough to draft. I'm one of them. He wasn't in my top 15 tight end rankings personally. But yeah, he's getting the targets. He's getting the touchdowns. Touchdowns are huge. If you're getting one every week, you're going to be a productive top tier player.
At tight end, that's all you can really ask for sometimes. There's like 3 guys who can probably get you 100 yards in these days, in these games. And Goddard, you just want touchdowns after that. And Goddard's been one of those guys to deliver in touchdowns.
Yeah.
next, and I love this pick by you, by the way. We'll go with your waiver wire pickup of the year.
Yeah, running back 55 going into the season. Currently running back 9. Isn't that crazy? And he only really took over a few weeks ago. Rico Dowdle has come in. He got in and started getting his run when Chuba went down. And my goodness, 735 yards, 5.6 yards per attempt, and
Monster.
4 touchdowns. Week 5 is when he really got going, and then Coach Canales is like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna run with Rico for a little bit," and I do not blame the man. He's making a smart decision. We see these coaches hang on too long to the past all the time. It's nice to see a coach be like, "Yeah, like this dude's hot and he's really good. Let's give him some run."
He's been incredible. I almost wish the Cowboys kept him. Javante's been good, so that makes it feel a little better that we're not missing too much. But Rico's been awesome, and I kind of saw it last year. I mean, he was a 1,000-yard rusher with the Cowboys, and he was pretty awesome. Like when he actually got the opportunities, and I'm excited for him going forward. I think he's actually the real deal. He will probably finish top 10 now. But I actually woke up to a trade offer last week.
Oh, yeah?
I got an offer it was Cortland Sutton and Rico Dowdle for Jalen Waddle. I had Jalen Waddle, and I said, done.
Yeah.
Send it now.
Send it.
Process it. So I was excited, and I'm very happy with Rico Dowdle going the rest of the way.
I think the problem is people see Rico and he's 5'5" maybe. Like he suffers from the problem that I have. Like people see us, we're short. Like we just don't get the respect because we're short kings, you know?
Yeah, hey, listen, short kings deserve respect too, you know?
Yeah,
short
right.
king could do a lot of things as well. And the league that I just got him in, I actually drafted him and I cut him.
Oh.
I cut him like week 2.
Which is understandable because Chuba was looking like the lead back and the only back.
He wasn't getting like any snaps. And
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, so you're not going to utilize Rico? Cool, I'll just cut him. But yeah, now they're utilizing him, and it's his job now.
Yeah.
We are going to take another quick break. We'll be right back after these words. And we are back. All right, we're going to give you our starts and sits of the week. Normally we do a start of the week and a flex of the week. But with the 2-man, we got a little more time. So we're going to give you 3 starts and 3 sits each. I will go first. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have? Oh, I'm so sorry. See, look, I'm not the host. I need to be fired right away.
Listen, bro, I got you, bro. I'll bring it back to you. Listen, we don't even have a sound for it. So I'm going to pick a sound.
Do it.
And you guys ready?
Let's
in
do it.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 Ooh, a piece of candy.
That's perfect.
That's like my favorite one.
Yeah,
like, honestly.
when our starts are going to be like finding some candy. So this is going to be great. I'm going to start off with Cleveland Browns running back Quinshon Judkins. I actually love Judkins going the rest of the way. They just got back from the bye. Their first game up against the New York Jets, who just traded everyone.
They traded everyone.
They just traded Quinnen Williams. They just traded Sauce Gardner. I feel like the Browns win this game. It should be ahead, so Quinshon Judkins should get 20-plus carries. The Jets already allowed the 11th most points to running backs. This is a great matchup for Quinshon. I'm just kind of attacking the Jets now, and I think the Jets is going to be one of those defenses like the Cowboys, the Bengals. You just target going forward now.
Yeah. 1,000,000%. And Quinshon's in a great spot. He's been utilized a lot as soon as he got back from his extended absence in the beginning of the season. He's been really good, really effective, and I'm excited to see it going up against a defense that has literally tapped out. They've given up on the year. This Jets team is done.
He's clearly the workhorse for Cleveland, and I actually tried to get him. But the guy that wanted to make a trade, he wanted to give me Rasheed Rice. I said, I but for Justin Jefferson, and he was going to give me Rasheed Rice and Quinshon Judkins, and I was going to give him Jefferson. I said, I just need Jefferson this week, unfortunately. So Rasheed Rice is on bye, but I was really hoping to get Quinshon Judkins there.
Yeah, I might have made that trade, but yeah.
I should have. Well, and also I had to throw in Trevion Henderson. But that's fine. Yeah, and I was totally fine with that. I really didn't want to, because I also have George Pickens.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to sit Pickens and Rice for the week, and I'm playing the number 1 team in the league.
Yeah. Well, you do. Okay. So do also monitor Judkins this week. He does have the AC joint sprain in his shoulder or whatever it is. So, I mean, just keep an eye on his practice, but all signs point towards him starting.
Yeah. And he's been RB15 since week 2. That was when he started. I mean, that was his first game. But week 2, I feel like it was just kind of a warm-up. I don't think he became the workhorse till about week 3 or 4. We will move on to your start, which brought a little grin to my face, and we love this guy now. It's kind of crazy.
We do, and I hate that I'm bringing up a start against the 49er defense, but look, the reality is Matthew Stafford is a must start this week. He's been really hot, and now he's facing a defense that pains me to say is just not very good. 4 of the past 5 quarterbacks that have faced the Niners have put up 24 or more points. That's a lot of points. Stafford, over his last 4 of his last 5 games, he's put up 30-plus points. So he's just on a roll. Puka, if he's healthy, he should eat. And if he's not, Devontae is easily a must-start top 3 player this week.
Stafford's been awesome.
Stafford's got top 5 upside this week for sure.
And I told Al one time, I was like, I hate to break it. This is kind of what I expected with the injuries. I mean, obviously without Fred Warner, without Bosa.
Yeah.
This is kind of the defense I expected. And unfortunately, it's no one's fault. It's tough. It's the league. It's the NFL, and that's how it goes sometimes. And this is how you guys have been playing kind of lately. That's kind of how I was expecting your defense to be. And it looks like you might be in shootouts going forward.
We're going to have to be. You're going to be up to Mac Jones to continue being at the top of the league in passing yards to keep up with everybody scoring against us. And look, the 49ers defense, they're still good in spots. They still can make plays. They can still force fumbles. They're not horrible. They're not, Bengals level bad. No. But they're not a very good defense right now, and
they're still well coached.
It's tough. Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah. As George Kittle said, the best free agent signing of the year, Robert Saleh. So
yeah, no, he's been awesome. It's good to see him back. But I was gonna say, welcome to the club, the shootout club, where you just have to score more points than you
score. Yeah,
and just hope for like a tip ball and a pig or something crazy to happen. We'll go to mine now, and this one's it's kind of hard to figure out which Charger is gonna be. But I have a plan here, and I see something. And my next start of the week is Quinton Johnston. Now, again, Ladd McConkey, you got Keenan Allen, Oronde Gadsden's been awesome lately. So they have like 4 legitimate options. So how can you trust anyone? Well, they play the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night in LA. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been giving up outside receiving yards, meaning Michael Pittman and Alex Pierce last week. Over 100 yards. Christian Watson, 4 catches for 85 yards in his first game back in over a year. The outside corners for the Steelers have not been playing well. They moved Jalen Ramsey into like the safety nickel kind of position. So Darius Slay is on the outside. And all due respect to Darius Slay, he's kind of over the hill. And I think you can attack them. Joey Porter's still a really good corner. But if you're targeting Darius Slay, I think Quinton Johnston could get a big one. I'm going to call a 50-plus yard touchdown for him this week. And I think Quinton Johnston's a start of the week for you.
Man, I'd love to see it. I've been excited about Huge, as Al would call him. But, it's been a little inconsistent. There was a game, 2 weeks ago, I believe he had nothing, which was pretty rough. And then he comes back this past week and has a good game. Like, it's hard to see what's happening with this Chargers offense. But in my opinion, I would start any of those 4 names you mentioned. They're all actually pretty good starts, but I like where your head's at with Huge.
He went from like wide receiver 1 and 2 the first few weeks, like first month of the season, to now it's like a flex option. So I think, and that's, to be honest, that's kind of the Quinton Johnston I expect going forward. Like, he's just
boomer bust.
Yeah, he's not a consistent guy you want to start. He's kind of maybe a spot starter, and you start him if you don't have a better option.
Nice.
So now yours is up, and I'm curious that this one. When I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, this one's a little interesting." I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this has to do with the matchup. And DJ Moore last week had a pretty big game, and he's got an enticing matchup this week against the Giants. Last week he was 4 for 72, no receiving touchdowns, but he did have a passing touchdown, so that was kind of a nice little bonus there. But this Bears offense, we've seen that they can put up big numbers. Last week, they scored 47 points, I think it was, against the Bengals. Granted, it's the Bengals, but the Giants' defense, while better than the Bengals' defense, is not a ton better. They give up some points. They run the 4th most man coverage in the league, so I think DJ Moore feasts.
Yeah. No,
gets an early Thanksgiving.
I like it. I do like it. My concern, DJ Moore's just been so erratic this year.
Yes, he has.
He could have been a biggest bust for potential for us.
Sure.
Like, if someone put him in, I wouldn't have been mad at it. But I do like it. It could be a spot start here. And he's a guy, like, with the trading deadline come up, if he has a big game, maybe look to trade him.
Yeah, that would be back-to-back big game or decent big games. So yeah, that creates some value. You probably get something for him.
Or just cross your fingers and hope he finally turns it around because he is a good receiver.
Well,
he's really good.
Yeah, he's talented, very talented. And we could say the same about Rome, how he's been very talented, but he's kind of disappeared for the past few weeks as well.
Yeah, that was weird with the no targets from Caleb last week.
He gave me a 0. Like, it was tough. I didn't like it.
I think DJ Moore threw 2 passes and he targeted Rome Dunze. I think that was Rome Dunze's only target.
Yeah.
I loved it. DJ Moore, I started him, and he came through.
Nice.
Big. Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
It's about time, huh?
Oh, dude, I've been waiting. But I got to come back to real. Like, I kind of know that's all right. We got to settle down a little bit, but
Not this week. You don't got to settle down this week.
oh no, man. Oh, no, I need it.
Caleb Williams.
He looks good, dude.
He had 40. I'm trying to trade him. Nobody wants him.
Well, when you said something about Gabe, I'm like, here's Gabe going on his Gabe. But honestly, dude, he looks good.
He's still a little erratic and he's still a little inconsistent. Like a couple weeks ago, he had 4 points against I'm blanking on the team right now, but he still has his moments where he's like has 30 and then has 4. So I just want to see it consistently. Just because get me at least 15. Like I could live with 15. It's the 4-point games I can't live with.
Just go out and catch a touchdown every week. It'd be all right.
That too.
Yeah.
That works. All right. This one too. This one is also kind of like a matchup base and then also a new quarterback. My next start of the week, Dalton Schultz, former Cowboy. Let's get him on the board there. Now, Dalton Schultz is someone that you're starting a tight end if you're really desperate, but I think he could have a really good game this week. When Davis Mills came into the game, CJ Stroud's already been ruled out. When Davis Mills came into the game, Dalton Schultz, 5 catches for 75 yards. He finished the game with 6 catches for 77 yards. So CJ Stroud had a one catch for 2 yards to him. And the Jaguars also give up the second most points to tight ends. I think this is a good spot to start Dalton Schultz. Tight ends, you got Travis Kelce on bye. I'm blanking on who else is on bye right now. But, if you have someone on bye and then tight ends are just so erratic anyway, it's just like start someone who has a good matchup, possibly get in the end zone. And then Dalton Schultz has been favored by Davis Mills. And Davis Mills, the thing I wanted to mention earlier was he looked okay. He made some decent throws. He has a decent arm. He can throw it downfield. Maybe Nico gets one, but he was checking it down a lot to Dalton Schultz. So that's what I loved about this, and I think Dalton Schultz is a good start this week.
Yeah, I think that's a smart play. And with Dalton Schultz, he's the closest target to the quarterback, so it makes it easier for a guy like Davis Mills to come in, especially when the Texans' offensive line is not performing up to par. He has to get rid of the ball quickly. Dalton Schultz is often open within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, so it's an easy target, an easy throw, and Davis Mills is smart to utilize that.
Yeah, and even though the Jaguars have talent on the defensive line, they haven't been getting a lot of sacks. So it's not like he's going to have to stay and chip in. He's going to be able to run routes, and I think he's going to get some catches, and he can finish top 5 tight end this week.
I like it.
I like yours next. I do have him on a team. I'm trying to find – I'm like, do I want to start him? Like, because I have Jalen Waddle. I have like 4 really good receivers, but I'm like, I want to start this guy. So
let me see if I can make the case for you.
I want to hear it.
Well, I just talked about the Bears and how many points they can put up against the Giants. Well, as much as they can score, they can give them up too. They gave up 42 to the Bengals, and Wan'Dale Robinson is the number one weapon for the Giants right now. He had 9 receptions last week. I expect him to be heavily targeted again in this offense. I mean, you're down Cam Scatterbo. You got your running game has regressed a little bit. Wan'Dale Robinson's definitely that guy. He's only got 2 touchdowns on the season, but I think he can get into the end zone against a team that just gave up 42 points.
I like it. I actually, a couple weeks ago, I almost traded Jalen Waddle away because I was like, I'll roll with Wan'Dale Robinson. It was the game after the Eagles, and he had a really good game. So he's actually a really good, like, he's the guy that he might be on waiver wires, and he is. Go get him. He's worth at least sitting on your bench, and then he might be a good spot start from time to time.
Yeah.
We're going to move now into the sits. Do we have a sound bite for this, Mike 4?
Don't, dude.
Okay.
I can think of one. Let me.
I mean, if you want to, you throw it, we're living in your world.
Okay, let's try this one.
And here we go.
Mike 4 is killing it tonight.
Listen. I'm working with what I got here.
But they're perfect. They're like fitting in where they should be.
Here we go, right to the bench.
Right.
I see where you're going.
Now, I talked about it a little bit earlier with Jonathan Taylor because I was kind of teasing this. My first sit of the week, Daniel Jones.
Oh,
now,
no, you didn't.
Yes, I did. And I look, in preseason, I said if Daniel Jones is a starter, I love this Colts offense.
Yeah.
I was behind it. I'm still am. But I have my concerns going forward. Like I said, they have a tough schedule. And they're in, I want to say it's Berlin. I don't know exactly where they are. But they're playing Atlanta, who's actually been solid against quarterbacks. They've given up the 6th least points to quarterbacks. I just want to see it, and I'm kind of calling my shot now that I do think the Colts take a step back. I do think they're still great. I do think they're still startable, but I reached out to the guy who has Daniel Jones in one of my leagues, and I have Caleb Williams on my bench because I have Lamar and Caleb Williams. I said, you interested in Caleb Williams? And he said, yeah, maybe. I think Daniel Jones, I think it was 6 turnovers against Pittsburgh. That's crazy.
That's tough.
I hope they weren't exposed. I hope it was a one-time thing. Well, I think we'll find out a lot, though, against Atlanta this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'm on board with benching Danny Dimes. He's been too good, and the thing that I like most about him is he's willing to make plays with his legs, and they do like to run the QB sneak a little too. So, I mean, I think he can get in the end zone on the ground, which will help his numbers. But I get your caution. I understand completely. I just don't know if I'm fully there yet.
Yeah, the next 3 weeks. So they play Atlanta, then they're going to have a bye at Kansas City, and then Houston. I will say it does get his playoff schedule is pretty sweet. I mean, he got Jacksonville. Seattle's a little tough, San Francisco, and then Jacksonville for the championship week.
Yeah, so that's nice there. He's got to weather that storm. The Chiefs and the Texans are tough matchups.
Yeah, so he does. It's going to get a little tough these next couple of weeks. Even with the 6 turnovers, at least in the league I'm in right now, he scores 17 points. So I want to see, and like I said, I'm kind of calling my shot. Maybe the Colts just a little step back, just a little bit. But speaking of step backs, this guy, go ahead. I'll let you have the floor with this one.
If you still have him on your roster, you need to sit him this week.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. But he, there's 2 quarterbacks. There's super flexes. I get it. Trevor Lawrence has just been god-awful. His top 2 weapons are down this week, if you can even call him that. Travis Hunter's out. Brian Thomas Jr., I believe, is questionable still. And they added Jakobi Meyers, and I love Jakobi Meyers as a player. I think he's an incredible wide receiver. I don't know how much of a difference he's going to make this first week in that offense. And the Texans are the number 1 defense against quarterbacks. They're allowing the fewest fantasy points per game. It's a tough matchup. You got a lot of moving pieces. It's going to have to be a sit for me.
I was such a big Trevor Lawrence fan when he came out of college.
I was not.
Loved Trevor Lawrence. I thought he was the next big thing. His rookie year, he struggled. I think his second year, he had a really good year. I think that's the year they won the division and had the crazy comeback against the Chargers in the playoffs. And I was like, okay, here we go. Trevor Lawrence is about to show up, and he's regressed. I kind of want to see him on a different team, maybe a different system. But you bring in Liam Cohen, who's a really good offensive coordinator, or he was a great offensive coordinator in Tampa, comes in as the head coach. He's calling the plays. I'm out on Trevor Lawrence. Like, I wouldn't even have him on my team unless you're in a 2 quarterback league, a super flex league. And then he plays Houston, who's given up the least amount of points to quarterbacks. He's then got the Chargers, who's given up the 4th least points to quarterbacks, and then he's got the Cardinals, who surprised us on Monday night a bit, and they've given up the 8th least amount of points to quarterbacks. So yeah, I'm with you on this one.
Yeah.
Next, this is going to be mine, and this is going to be for me. Breece Hall. Now, this is a couple factors in here. He plays Cleveland, who's given up the 2nd least points to running backs in fantasy. I was shocked he was not traded. I thought he was gone for sure. I was excited for him. Did you hear the story with him in Kansas City?
No.
Kansas City offered the Jets a 4th-round pick.
Oh, and they wanted a 3rd.
The Jets wanted a 3rd and said no to a 4th-round pick for a guy who's gone after this year. Why wouldn't you just take a 4th? Like, why wouldn't you take anything for Breece Hall? He's not going to be on your team. He doesn't want to be there. You kind of show. I mean, they do run him, so maybe they want him there. But what are you going to do? You're going to maybe win one more game the rest of the way? What's the point of having him? I was super disappointed he wasn't traded. I think he's going to be unhappy. This is going to go one of 2 ways, though. They're either going to run him to the ground or they're not going to play him. And then he's gonna get like 5 carries, and maybe you see Isaiah Davis take over. So it's mix of matchup and possible just not wanting to be there, and then team morale. Like I don't know how Breece Hall performs the rest of the way.
If I'm Breece Hall, my hamstring is going to start hurting immediately, and I will not be playing another down. Like, I mean, how can you do that? Like, it makes zero sense. You traded everybody except for the one guy that was like, trade me. Like, I don't get it. And you're right, an expiring contract. What's the point of keeping him around? It makes zero sense. Yeah.
As a real life football fan, I don't know if I would have loved him going to the Chiefs, but as a fantasy football fan, oh my gosh,
dude. Yeah, I mean, he would improve almost any offense, like aside from the standouts who have their own running game already. But like Breece Hall is a very good running back, and he would instantly improve the Chiefs. So thank goodness they didn't take that 4th round pick.
Yeah, I'm excited to do the where will Breece Hall go next year pick or next year game in the offseason. I'm very excited to see where he goes. You're up, and I'm behind this one. He disappointed me last week, but he's been good. But going forward, I don't know. Go for it.
I don't know if he's been that good. He's been kind of meh to me. Just meh.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think he's done anything super special that's cemented him in the backfield, and I don't. If he has, then why is Jarrett Patterson getting more yards? Why is he getting more yards on fewer carries? Jarrett Patterson was 4.9 yards per carry last week. Well, Vidal was at 2.5, and I just don't know if I understand the usage. I feel like Patterson's also the goal line guy, which kind of takes away some value from Vidal. I just don't know, and I've got a lot of questions about the Chargers offense, honestly.
Yeah, I'll say that for Miami, he had 18 carries for 124 yards, 3 catches, 14 yards, and a touchdown, 22.8 fantasy points there. And then Minnesota, that was the Thursday night game. I was actually really impressed with how he looked. 23 carries, 117 yards, and a touchdown there. And then last week you played Tennessee, which terrible defense. Jeffrey Simmons is out. You get 12 carries for 30 yards and no catches.
It wasn't good.
It was very mind-blowing. Here's the thing I will say, too. I didn't love the Chargers' game plan with the passing a lot. Like, why are you not just running it down their throat? You ran well against Minnesota.
It's because their starting running back is Kamani Vidal. Like, that's why they need to throw a little bit more.
And he does have to, like, Pittsburgh is a very tough matchup at Jacksonville. Then they have a bye. Gets a little easier. You got the Raiders, and then the Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans. So there's a couple decent matchups in there. But, yeah, I'm with you there. And then by that time, I think after the bye, I think Hampton comes back for that Week 13 game.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that. I picked him up and I've started him a couple weeks. He paid off for a minute, but
maybe it's just my recency bias. This last game made me like just lose all patience.
No, I'm with it because it's also a very tough matchup. This is my last one here, and this is also got this isn't my Drake London, but I also don't love the talent here. Like I like him, but I don't see I think I hear guys ranking him like top 15, even close to top 10. I'm like, I don't see that. My last sit of the week is Chris Olave. And also like I said, I don't hate him, but I don't like him either really necessarily as a talent receiver wise. I do think he has some talent. I wish he had a better quarterback. Tyler Shuck is not it for me, unfortunately.
He's had one game. Let's give him a chance.
I'll give him a chance. I'm not going to throw in the towel completely, but as of now, I don't love him going against the Panthers on the road. This is just another kind of like picking on someone who has a bad quarterback kind of thing. He could get something because now Rasheed Shaheed's gone, so there are more targets to go around. So I will play devil's advocate there, but I'm just not loving Chris Olave. I wish he was traded as well. But I understand why you don't trade him because I think he'd be a really good wide receiver 2. I don't know about a wide receiver 1 on a team, but I do wish he was traded.
Yeah, he's definitely closer to wide receiver 2, and I'm not going to lie, I had similar sentiments to you prior to the season, but he has had volume this year. There aren't a lot of weapons there in New Orleans, so he's by default kind of had to be the guy. And Spencer Rattler was able to throw his way 8+ times a week, 10+ times, but I think Shuck's still got to figure that out. And look, it's his first game. Give the kid a chance. He didn't get the chance to start early in the season, they wanted to go with Spencer Rattler. We've now seen that Spencer Rattler is probably not him. Yeah. So you got to give Shuck a chance at this point. I don't know what your other options are. I don't think Derek Carr is coming back. Like, you're kind of running where you can. But I get it. Like, it's a tough offense to have any investment in. Kamara, Olave, Juwan Johnson. Like, it's tough.
Yeah. And I always like I love to play devil's advocate for those who haven't noticed. I always try to play both sides. I will say this. I'm sitting Chris Olave this week. I don't think he has a good game. But 87 targets in the through 9 games so
How many?
far. 87.
That's insane.
That's almost 10 a game. He has 28.7% of the team's targets. This is where for me, this is like why I don't love him. 58 of them catchable. So it's about 65% of them have been catchable. So, even though like they say targets you want targets, you also want catchable targets. So I do, like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate. Like you said, he gets a lot of opportunities. So if you start him for that reason, fine, I understand. But I would if you have better options, I would probably start Troy Franklin over Chris Olave.
I don't know if I could. That's tough. That's a tough one.
It is a tough one, but I would venture to say Troy Franklin. That's just me,
I'd probably still have to start Olave in that particular scenario.
I like it. Last but not least, last sit. I actually agree. I was really high on him before the season started too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were. Khalil Shakir, he's shown prominence in the offense. He's shown an ability to be effective, and it just, for whatever reason, has not been a huge season for him yet. He's got a tough matchup this week, and I was surprised when I was looking into this and found out how the Dolphins have actually been pretty good against wide receivers, especially slot wide receivers, where Khalil Shakir makes his living. Let's see, what was my stat? Shakir operates out of the slot. Fins allow 6.5 points per game to slot wide receivers. 9th lowest in the league. That's pretty good defense right there. Last week, Khalil Shakir was 743 yards, no touchdowns. He got 3 touchdowns on the year. For him to have any relevance this week, he needs a touchdown. I don't know if he gets it.
Yeah, and you figure game script. You figure the Bills will be up. They'll run the ball a lot. Shakir probably. First half, you're going to need him to have a really good game. And then for me, maybe I think Kincaid's been the number one option on this team for the receiving option wise. But Kincaid has been the number one receiver on this team. He still got 49 targets, 22% of the team share. So that's great. But last year he was so good, and I was like, ooh, he's going to be a good flex guy again this year. He's going to be awesome. And he's had a couple games.
Yeah.
He had 2 games where he broke 70-yard touchdowns.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's kind of been disappointing with him.
Yeah, we kind of thought he would be the leading target getter.
Yeah.
But it hasn't really panned out that way.
It has not, unfortunately. That is it for us today. I hopefully will not be sitting in this host chair again. This was very stressful.
How'd it feel, dude?
What's
your thoughts?
The lights a little make you feel a little hotter.
I miss my side. This is way too much responsibility for me. I don't like this much responsibility. I just need to be on my side and just talk when I need to, when I'm told to.
Oh, you did good, dude. You did good.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, Mike 4. Let me ask you real quick, Mike 4.
Yes, sir.
How many teams do you have?
Your fantasy teams?
Yeah,
3.
How you looking?
I'm floating by. On the Dynasty League, it's looking a little bit better.
You're right ahead of me in Dynasty.
Yeah, so it's looking a little bit better. The Yahoo League, I just beat the top guy in our league. So it was Greg, was it? So I just beat
Good
Greg.
Win.
So
I bring this up for a reason, because do you know how Yahoo playoffs are set up?
I think it's I was looking back on the text. I think it's 8.
4. So he's going 6. So top 4 standings, 2 wild cards. The 2 wild cards are just the 2 most points scored. Mm-hmm. You'd be number 6, my friend.
I know. I got into it 2 years ago, dude. Mm-hmm. I got in. I was dead last, but I had the most points.
Oh, that was you.
And I made it in, dude, and I made a run all the way to the game. I got second.
My man.
I got second.
Nice.
It was good.
That's why I do love that. I actually love that, the standings for the playoff settings for that.
Yeah.
So I brought that up for a reason. I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, ooh, let me tell Mike 4. He's going to be happy.
Dude, I saw, and I was like, I'm still there. I gotta win, though. I got to win.
Also, I thought maybe Mike 4. No.
Oh, I like that. Mike 4.
I mean, we could get there. We could get there. Maybe.
Mike, well, we should do a Mike 4 soundbite.
We should do. We'll work on that, dude. We'll get that.
Till next time, thank you so much for joining us. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, leave us a comment. Let's get us some start sits. Give us some of your questions. We might try to go live on TikTok Sunday morning. Check that out. If you're not following us on TikTok, follow us on TikTok as well. If you leave us comments, give us your start sits. Until next time, peace.
Dominate your league. Defend your crown with Hosal King.
Because I love me.
Gabe Hernandez.
Here's the guy that is starting to figure the game out.
And Ray Fletcher.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
They bring the heat, rankings, trades, and game-winning calls to rule your league. This is Watch the Throne Fantasy Football Podcast.